Heads and fight fans around the world back at it with another live stream. I gotta apologize, man. I took a little hiatus on the real, man. You know, man, I'm mad busy. Got a business to run, you know what I'm saying? I ain't This the longest hiatus I've been off of YouTube, you know what I mean? I did a video a little before this. And then I've been off the radar for like 6 days, you know what I mean? But you know, the boxing week was kind of slow. Wasn't really much to really talk about, so I'm back at it, man. Hopefully, we got some news popping off because it's going to be a popping weekend this weekend. This Saturday is the weekend of July 9th. But let's get into this vid, man. So Lomachenko says he'll fight the man Javante Davis, but only if it's at lightweight, 135 pounds. The man Lomachenko has no inclination, he doesn't want to go back down to 130 pounds to fight anybody, and I don't blame him. There's no need to, you know what I mean? Um, He's at 135 pounds now. You know what I'm saying? He has the Ring Magazine title along with the WBA title. And, you know, he's saying all the right things, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the man, Vasyl Lomachenko, right now is recovering from surgery to correct his shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Apparently, the man got injured in the fight that he had against Jorge Linares, you know what I mean? And after coming off the canvas, getting dropped in the sixth round, he stopped the man, Jorge Linares, with a body shot, left hook to the liver, and it was a wrap, you know what I'm saying? But Lomachenko was supposed to be fighting on August 25th in Los Angeles for against the WBO lightweight champion Raymundo Beltran. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about Raymundo Beltran in a sec, though. All right, and that would have been a unification, WBA and WBO. But Lomachenko won't be able to make that fight on the 25th. He's undergoing and recovering surgery on that shoulder, but he still wants to fight again in 2018, and more than likely that'll be in December. You know what I mean? So since the man Raymundo Beltran doesn't have an opponent for the 25th, he needs to give that man Paulos Moses a rematch. You know what I mean? Yo, what's happening, Hop? He says, well wishes from the Hop. What's goody, Hop? How you feeling, man? Um, yeah, man, just talking about Vasyl Lomachenko and what he might do next for 2018. You know what I mean? Since he's not going to be fighting on the 25th in a unification with Raymundo Beltran. But I suggest Raymundo Beltran give Paulos Moses, the Namibian he fought in February, give that man a rematch. You know what I mean? Because that fight could have gone either way. I scored it 7-5 in favor of the man Paulos Moses. I thought he won the fight. It could have gone either way. I could see a draw. Maybe I could see a 7-5 same way for the man Raymundo Beltran. But the powers that be, they really wanted to give the man Raymundo Beltran the victory, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that victory basically secured green cards for his family, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The man had been going through a lot of problems with immigration, you know what I mean? And he finally got his green card, and congratulations to him. He paid his dues, believe you me. I'm a fan of Raymundo Beltran, you know what I'm saying? He gave Bud Crawford a tough fight. You know, he's a long-time sparring partner of Manny Pacquiao, and I'm glad that he did get the world title. Although, you know, somebody had to win it. You know what I'm saying? And I thought the wrong man won it, being Raymundo Beltran. But if he gives the man Paulos Moses a rematch, that'll be a noble act from him. You know what I'm saying? Because the Namibian is also an advanced aged, just like Raymundo Beltran, and it's only right that he gives the man a rematch. So that's what Top Rank should get uh, do for Raymundo Beltran next. You know what I mean? But the man Lomachenko says he would like to fight maybe in December, you know what I'm saying, on December 9th for his next fight, you know what I'm saying. And one thing that Lomachenko said, he'd like to fight the WBC champion Mikey Garcia, and he'd like to get a unification, matter of fact, with the win of Mikey Garcia and Robert Easter. You know, that's one thing Lomachenko, I give him props since he moved up to lightweight. He's been talking only about unifications and fighting champions. All right. Hops in the chat. He says, can't remember if you're a Lomo fan or not. He says, I am. Fink SGRR says, sup, B Marsh. What's happening, Fink? Am I a Lomachenko fan? Hey, man, I was a Lomachenko fan before he was a professional. You know what I mean? I told everybody about this guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he fought on the Brian Vera versus Julio Cesar Chavez rematch. Or was it the rematch of the first fight? Or was it no, matter of fact, I think that was the rematch when he fought. Not the rematch when he fought Salido was on that undercard of um, Julio Cesar Chavez and Brian Vera. But the first time I seen him was as a professional when he was 0-0. He ain't have no fights. Was when he fought the man. He fought some Mexican guy and he bodied him with a body shot in either round one or round two, and that was on the undercard of Orlando Salido versus what's that gay dude from Puerto Rico? That gay boxer, um, Cruz or something. You know, Cruz. I forgot his name right now. You know what I'm saying? That Puerto Rican boxer and Salido gave him an ass whooping, man. He wasn't taking no shorts that night. So yeah, I've been a fan of Lomachenko, but the fans, the fans be saying some nut ass outrageous shit, and I'll have to defend anybody who they're trying to shit on just to boost up Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? In fact, they started talking about when he beat Rigo that he'll beat Floyd Mayweather at 130 pounds. I had to put an end to that. And listen to me, Hop. I lost 37 subscribers when I made a video saying the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about Vasyl Lomachenko. And I just put it out there. The real about Lomachenko is a very good fighter, but beating Rigondeaux, man, coming up two weight classes, even himself, Lomachenko didn't really want props for that. But people on YouTube, fans and fanatics, fanboys, they just went overboard with it. So yeah, I'm a big Lomachenko fan, man. He beat Gary Russell, a guy from my area, from the DC, Maryland area. I wasn't mad at all at Lomachenko, man. I even picked Lomachenko to beat Salido, but no, he didn't. But I picked the man to beat Gary Russell, you know what I'm saying? I just thought, Gary Russell hadn't fought nobody at the time. And sure enough, he got it done, Lomachenko. But Lomachenko's career is strategical. If you know Bob Arum and his matchmaking, man, Bob Arum got the best matchmaking in the biz, top rank. And he's not going to put the man Vasyl Lomachenko in fights that are dangerous, you know what I mean? And Nicholas Walters, the fight was supposed to happen earlier than when it did happen. And when they finally got the man Nicholas Walters in the ring, he was out of the ring for like a year and he got some short change. It's just, there's a lot of, and you know how Bob Bam says Vasyl Lomachenko is greater than fellas like Muhammad Ali, them type of things. I just can't stand when he says those type of things. But Hop, I am a fan of Lomachenko. I was impressed with what he did to Jorge Linares. I gave him 100% credit for that, and he's doing big things. You know what I'm saying? Hop says I need to watch that Salido Lomachenko fight. What made the difference there, B Marsh? In the other fights, I've been very impressed with. The difference was he fought a fucking guy who was a veteran. A guy Lomachenko was 1-0 come fighting Salido. Salido took that as an insult. You're putting this guy who's 1-0 against me. Salido's like a two different division champion, and he's like a five-time world champion in two different divisions, man. Salido's no joke. So the difference was in that fight, the veteran savvy or the man Loma Salido, veteran tactics, whether it was, the body shots, hitting on the hips, you know what I'm saying, and just putting pressure on the man Lomachenko. That's what got it done. And in the 12th round, Lomachenko almost stopped the man with a vicious left hand. He almost stopped the man Salido. But Salido won that fight fair and square. He just didn't let this young brash kid from the amateurs come out to the professional ranks and try style on them. And that's exactly what happened. Salido put on an excellent display of teaching the young boy that this is the pros. Basically like how Kurtzside gave Antoine Douglas an ass whooping. Hop says, should they have scheduled should they not have scheduled Salido at that early point? Definitely not, man. That was wrong right there, trying to put him in there with Salido. You know what I mean? That was wrong. But I'm not gonna lie. I thought the man Salido was I thought that the man what's his name Salido. I didn't think that the man Lomachenko was. I thought Lomachenko was gonna beat him, but I was dead wrong on that one. You know what I'm saying? But because I'd watched Lomachenko I've seen him in two different Olympics. You know what I mean? I've been known about this guy from a long time. You know what I mean? Seen him beat up guys like Felix Verdejo in the amateur. So Lomachenko's a good fighter, you know what I mean? And his biggest step up, the fight that I do see him not being a favorite to win would be Mikey Garcia. And Lomachenko does want Mikey Garcia. He said that, but he said he's not going to fight him coming off of surgery in December. He said that'll be asinine. And I'm not mad at you for that, you know what I'm saying? Lomachenko for fighting Mikey Garcia coming straight off of injury, you know what I mean? But like I said, the man Lomachenko wants to fight Garcia, wants to fight Mikey Garcia, who will likely face Robert Easter in a unification in August. You know what I mean? So that since that the man Lomachenko was gonna fight Raimundo Beltran for the WBO, so he would have had two belts, and basically the winner of Garcia, Mikey Garcia, and Robert Easter would have two belts as well, IBF and WBC unification. So to be just one fight away, two fights away, basically, for the man Vasyl Lomachenko to be in an undisputed fight at 135. But another potential opponent for that for Vasyl Lomachenko is Javante Davis. You know what I mean? And Lomachenko says he's more than ready to fight Davis as long as that fight takes place at 135. You know what I mean? At lightweight. And Lomachenko has no intentions of dropping back down to 130 for anybody. You know what I'm saying? These are quotes from the man Lomachenko. He says, if he goes at any weight category to my next weight category, I'll fight him. Why not? I'm ready. I'm at 135. End quote. So, apparently Floyd Mayweather was going behind Javante Davis back trying to make a fight with Tank Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko. He had contacted Top Rank and the HBO trying to make that fight happen. But that's probably going to be on hold now that since, Lomachenko's at 135. Tank's a regular champ at 130. So that fight's not going to happen no time soon, you know what I mean? But I remember the night that Javante Davis won that world title, his only world title, because I don't count the title he has right now. When he beat Jose Pedraza, I said, yo, Tank Davis need to sharpen up his skills right now and try to get Vasyl Lomachenko's scalp right now. And I had a lot of detractors and Floyd Mayweather nut huggers and TMT and fake ass money team fanatics coming on and I'm a flat fan of Floyd Mayweather, but a lot of people are just fans of Floyd Mayweather because of the money team, TMT, the money, the flash, the bright lights, the camera, the flashiness. You know what I mean? But they came in my comment section and said, "Oh, why he gotta fight Lomachenko right now? He's a young dude, man. Let him sharpen up." I was told them fellas, "Yeah, shut the fuck up forever, man. This the boxing game. You become a world champion, ain't none of that tune-up shit, man. You know what I'm saying? If you do get a tune-up, it's all about unifications and trying to become undisputed. If you ain't trying to do that, you're in the wrong sport. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get criticized and ridiculed by people like me who only want to see the best fight the best. So Lomachenko would like to get this man Tank Davis in the ring. Maybe, hey, hopefully he can do that if Tank Davis is willing to step up to 135 pounds, which he will be doing sooner than later. Because I think it's kind of difficult for the man to make 130 pounds. You know what I mean? But Lomachenko was plans to stay at 135 for a couple years, which is well and fine with me. You know what I mean? Because I don't like fellas just doing what Oscar De La Hoya did and Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean? Just jumping up from weight classes, jumping up divisions without cleaning out divisions, you know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather did the same too at certain divisions. I like for fellas to stay at a division, clean it out like how Bud Crawford did at 140, how Triple G's trying to do at 160, even though he hasn't fought Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? But that's what I'd like to see. Guys clean out their division, claim they stake as the best of the best at 130 in their division. That's why I was kind of mad. I was mad, not kind of. I was mad at Naoya Inoue for jumping up to 118 when the super flyweight division was probably the best in boxing and there were very good champions there. Look at the man Rungvisai. He's in the top 5 pound for pound. Same as Inoue. These guys are top pound for pounders and they were in the same division, but Inoue jumped up in a division without cleaning up that 115 division super flyweight. So I like what Vasyl Lomachenko's talking. So hopefully he does more talking and do the do and tries to get these unifications popping because come August we're gonna have a unified champion at 135 with the WBC and IBF between Robert Easter and Mikey Garcia. Raimundo Beltran should give Paulos Moses a rematch since that fight is highly disputed and it's a controversial decision. And Vasyl Lomachenko won't be ready till 2018, at the end of 2018. Manny Pacquiao is also a guy that they'd probably want to fight, but at a catch weight, maybe 140. Um, and that all depends on if Manny Pacquiao can get past Lucas Matisse come next month, July. B Marsh Boxing. Big ups to everybody in the tank. Let me read these chats one time before I quit, man. Um, Hop says, would love to see Garcia Loma. But like you said, the surgery, yeah, that surgery stuff really putting a clamp on that fight happening for 2018 because Vasyl Lomachenko said he's not going to fight him in December coming off of surgery, and I don't blame him because that's one guy who I do see who can beat the man Vasyl Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia. Hop says, I think that would be a big mistake for Tank. Oh, well, Hop, he's a champion, man, at 130. Or a fake ass champion, a WBA regular champ or whatever. Um, it's a big mistake. Then he needs to get out the boxing game. You know what I mean? You know, that's the guy he needs to be gunning for. 135 pounds fighting Lomachenko and being the second man to beat Lomachenko right now while he needs to strike while the iron is hot. You know what I mean? And I think he should try to get he should, yeah, he needs to sharpen up his skills. I'd pick the man Lomachenko all day, every day to beat the man. You know, but I think it'd be a best career move for him to try and get that scalp, and it'd be his biggest payday. And the guy Tank Davis says he'll only fight the man Vasyl Lomachenko if it's pay-per-view. So I think that fight would be a pay-per-view fight here in the States. You know, the man Vasyl Lomachenko has a lot of popularity these days. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of a lot of people have him as the best pound for pound fighter on the planet. I don't, but a lot of people do. So you know, Tank Davis is popular enough. You know what I mean? Especially in the urban community. You check it. So yeah, man. Why not? Why not have that fight on pay per view? You know what I mean? Tank Davis says, "I just want it on pay per view." So if they make the fight happen on pay per view, you have no choice but to take it. It's kind of something sort of like Anthony Joshua saying he wants 50 million to fight Wilder. Give me 50 million. They put it up on the table. Here's 50 million. What's up? Now the man is setting up more roadblocks and trying to move the goalpost. And Anthony Joshua. So you know it is what it is, man. But if you say these type of things, you better stand behind your word. You know what I mean? Your word should be bond. Um, Hop says, "Don't get me wrong. I'll watch for sure. Justin Tank could be not could be not just defeated but humiliated and do damage to his whole career." But one thing we gotta agree on, Hop, and I agree with you as far as boxing skill set. No question, man. Vasyl Lomachenko will probably outbox and box his ears off. But one thing that Tank does have is a fucking power shot, man. He hurts people, man. He cracks. He hits hard, and that's a game changing. That's what he has, a game changer. You know what I mean? I think if he cracks the man Lomachenko clean, if Jorge Linares could put this guy flush on the back seat of his pockets, on his ass, then Tank Davis has an opportunity as well. He's not a better boxer than Jorge Linares, but I think he cracks harder than a lot of people in them lower weights at them lightweight divisions. You know what I mean? So that's the equalizer that he has. You know what I mean? And it's only a matter of time. It's only a question is, will he land that clean punch? If he does, that could change the fight around. You know what I mean? And that's why guys like Mike Tyson were an attraction. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson might not have been the greatest boxer of all time. You know what I'm saying? You know, he might have had a crude style as far as you know, the head movement and just straight up like a power puncher. And that's one thing he had. He could hurt somebody with just one punch. You know what I mean? No matter how the fight was looking, Mike Tyson could crack you with one punch, and that could change the whole fight around. You know what I'm saying? And that used to even leave a lot of his opponents intimidated. And that's why he would get them up out of there early. You know what I mean? So I like Tank Davis versus Javante. I had liked that fight from the night Tank Davis became a world champion with that IBF title when he beat Jose Pedraza. Hop says, I do like you saying that if the best that if the best won't fight the best, they should get out of the sport. I agree, but we know that's not the way it is. Yeah, man. Boxing is a sport where fighters are insecure. Every single fighter in the boxing game is an insecure person. Because of the possibilities of losing. There's always going to be somebody, an arch nemesis of yours, somebody who's going to be like a career rival. You know what I'm saying? Um, for instance, a guy like Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs is a guy I've known from a long time, since the amateurs, and a New York standout, Golden Gloves, a very good fighter in the amateurs. He was destined to be a world champion, but we're in 2018, and the closest he's ever got to a world title is having a regular belt, and Triple G had the official WBA belt. You know what I mean? So that's the roadblock in Danny Jacobs' career. Even though I did think that Danny Jacobs did beat Triple G in that fight, the roadblock is there's a guy named Triple G from Kazakhstan who stood in his way of getting that world title. So now the man Danny Jacobs has to get through that roadblock. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be somebody, if you're a serious champion or serious about your game, there's going to be somebody standing in the way of you trying to achieve what you want. And the question is, can you jump through them hurdles? You know what I mean? And it's going to be difficult for Tank Davis, but that's right there is the fight that will actually catapult him into stardom in the United States, even probably worldwide if he can get Lomachenko's scalp. And that's all he should be trying to focus on. You know what I mean? Yeah, he can fight guys in between, but sooner than later, he's gonna have to man up and get this guy Vasyl Lomachenko in the ring. Vasyl Lomachenko wants to fight. They're in two different weight divisions. Tank Davis will be moving up to 135, I think, within the next year or so. So we shall see. Hop says, "Can I leave you with the poem I came up with in the chat last night?" Sure, go ahead, Hop. Let me hear it. Let me hear your poetry, man. Let me see what's goody. Hop says, "Boxing is a noble quest. Just two men to see who's best. Courage, heart, fear, and thrills. All in one great clash of wills. A picture of our fragile hopes when we must step between life's ropes." Hey, man, that's a cool poem, man. And it's truth and rights, man. That's what boxing is, you know what I mean? Just two men in the ring. That's why I like to bet on boxing more than any other sport, you know? Two men in the ring, mano y mano. When you step up in the ring, there ain't no running or turning back. You know what I mean? You gotta handle your business, and that's why I don't come on YouTube and call people out of their name as far as boxers or say I'm gonna slap the shit out of such and such boxer. Cause a lot of YouTubers talk nut ass shit here on YouTube. You won't do a goddamn thing to these boxers. You know what I'm saying? So stop. Niggas be acting like they hard out here talking about they'll do this, that. Look, we get frustrated with some boxers. Most recently I was frustrated with Cannoli. Okay, because Cannoli wasn't enrolled in that VADA drug testing, the clean boxing program, and I flamed his ass up because he'd failed two drug tests. Then 2 days after I made that video, he finally got back in the WBC rankings because he enrolled in VADA. And I made a video basically, you know, saying, good looks, man. It's about time you get back in there, you know what I mean? Because I made a video flaming him up for not being enrolled in VADA. But when he finally got enrolled in VADA, I gave him his props and I went back and gave him his props that he deserved, you know what I mean? But I'm still not a fan because of how he acted when he got caught with the clenbuterol. He acted like he ain't do anything. He acted like Triple G still needs him. He had no remorse or regrets about what happened. And he just acted like he just brushed it off his shoulders. And I didn't like that attitude from Cannoli because you might be a big boxing seller in boxing, but you're not that good. You're not that good. Every close fight he's had has been highly contested or controversial. He's not that good, ladies and gents. I'm not a fan. Um, because of his mouth and how he talks like he's great, and he gets dubious decisions on close cards. You know what I mean? So, his biggest best victory is a old Miguel Cotto, and Miguel Cotto almost won that fight. So I like fighters who are doing what they're supposed to do, and Canoli is not. So we'll see, man. B Marsh Boxing. I'm about to seal the video up. I like that poem from my man Hop. Give thanks for Hop coming through in the chat. Big ups to Fink SGRR. Thanks for everybody coming through. And Hop says, "Ciao, friend." All right, my friend. Ciao. Same way to you. Peace. And hopefully Lomachenko will do everything that he desires to, as far as at 135, at least what he's saying. You know what I mean? I would any unification in any division is all well and fine with me. All right, B Marsh Boxing about to seal the deal. I'm gone. Peace.